Hey folks, another day on the farm. Sun's out and it's getting hot already. Rain's gone, things are drying out. Imagine that. Just came over to the chickens and threw them some worms, so they're happy. They're all running around finding everything I threw on the ground. But they got a little extra protein today. I gotta think about getting a fan though, because they're calling for like super hot next week. I want to do make sure they can stay cool. But today, yeah, I'm gonna be sweating a little bit. Over the last couple days, I've actually got a water line that I ran down to the farm from the house. And I mentioned it in the last video that I was doing it. Well, let's say this, I got the line all piped in the house, minus a couple mounts just to hold it in place, but it's not gonna go anywhere. It's a PEX. I PEXed it out. I actually put a faucet out on the outside and the shut off also. Then the pipe goes down into the ground and comes across. And I haven't buried it. That's going to be most of my job today, is burying. I've trenched the line. There's a lot of roots only down to here, because from here on out it's too steep for the tractor. I complain, I got a bunch of it done up there, but the rest of it, I get nervous. It is my low tractor is nice, but it doesn't do well on slopes. I don't want to flip the tractor. It just wouldn't make a good day. That's the task for the next couple days. Believe it or not, I'm glad we're getting the rain. The garden needed it. I just hope the tomatoes aren't getting damaged. It's coming down though. Hey folks, day after the big rain, and actually out in the field. So I did a bunch of things today just because because I got such a soaking rain and it cooled off. I've been wanting to run over to my daughter's house because she has a bunch of raspberries in their backyard that spread, and I wanted to get some into the garden at the farm. It's a big risk and we'll find out what happened, but I went through there and I bare rooted a bunch of raspberries. The ground is pretty much still saturated. So if I get a 25% to 30% survival rate, you know, I'll have raspberries next year, and that's what I'm hoping for. They're free, just my labor, and hopefully raspberries are pretty tolerant, so we'll find out. But I probably showed you some of the video of the rain yesterday. It all went away. Also, when I was at my daughter's house, they have an old patio that they're not using. I am getting the block, and actually this is going to be the start of the cottage garden. I'm actually going to put somewhere right around here a patio with a fire pit in the center, so that we can come out here and have a nice fire. And then I'm going to, these are old planter boxes that my neighbor didn't want anymore. So that's going to be the start of the cottage garden with the patio and the fire pit, and then the planter boxes. The fence up. So the whole garden, 100 by 50, has got just a chicken wire fence, but just enough to keep the deer out. But you can see that the garden is definitely moist today because of the rain. We'll see how it affects the plants, but you can see there are my red onions, my white onions. They're coming up. It's only been roughly a week. Those are my radishes. I see a little bit progress here. That's my spinach, but it's tough to tell the spinach from the weeds right now. Beets are definitely starting to come up. I can tell them, and that's going to be exciting. I love beets. My cauliflower, like I said before, they actually started growing in the planters, so I don't know what kind of cauliflower they will be like. Usually when things start fruiting in the container before you plant it in the ground, it stunts it. I have my nasturtiums down here that I have to plant. Same thing with my marigolds. My arugula is starting to come up. My broccoli, it's recovering from being in the containers for so long. Oh yeah, my beefsteaks. It's funny. The one row stood strong. The other row are all tipped over, so that's probably going to be my next thing. I can't really even walk in here though. I'll have to wait till tomorrow, but I gotta make some steaks and get out here and steak up my beef steaks. And then my beans are coming. Now these were later. These are this row in front here. Those are yellow beans. You can barely see them, but those are yellow beans, wax beans. And I planted them almost a week, well, maybe 5 or 6 days after I planted the green beans, which you see right here. And then another row of green beans, which are starting to come up. They're starting to show themselves. And then a third row. I love green beans. I mean, I'll probably sell some and give some away. Eggplant. And then I got my peppers. Those are jalapenos. I got some basil. And then I got long yellow, sweet yellow peppers. And then I got some red peppers. More broccoli. And then these are my plum tomatoes down to this that goes all the way up. And then across the top are my squash and pumpkins, which are just starting. I really can't. Let's see if I can sneak up there. So that's my yellow squash starting to show. I gotta come out here and do a little hoeing, but I needed to make sure that the plants are up first before I start hoeing. And then these are zucchini, just starting to pop, but they're doing pretty good. And then these are orange striped gourds. So I got some gourds. You can see them. Those are those guys right there. These guys right there. That's your gourd. The rest is weed. Sorry, I wasn't pointing out the others. And these are bumpy gourds, which I don't know what variety they are. They're seeds. Seeds that I took from a bumpy gourd. That's why that's all I got for them. And then same thing with my butternut squash. There's those guys right there. That's a butternut. They're starting to show. Both rows of butternut seem to be coming pretty good. This rain will help them. My pumpkins though, I don't know. They were old seed, so I'm gonna give it a couple more days. If nothing pops, I'm gonna take a chance and I'll reseed it. I don't plan on doing a lot at the farmer's market. There's one locally in Scottsville that is real small, like 10 or 12 booths. So I just may go there to socialize and, you know, get rid of the abundance. Between family members and stuff like that, I'll probably give a lot away. I mean, I like to, it's not the year to go to put a lot of effort into market gardening. So that's it. Little garden tour. Just a little, I can barely walk on, even on the edge, because there's still so much water in the soil from that rain yesterday. All right, well, that's it for now.